terrain and no wind-blown pop-ups. So it should be a great ball game here with the Cougars and the Lions.
And these two teams met early on in the season with Walkersville coming away with the W, but that was without Taylor Smith on the circle. And that was because she had pitched an 11-inning, really tough game of one run win for Catoctin. So
yeah, it was an 11-inning game against Middletown where she threw like 130 pitches. But I'll tell you what, since coming back this season, we know she missed all of last season with that knee injury. Taylor in the circle has been impressive. .34 ERA, undefeated on the season. But in the circle for Walkersville is Izzy Dietrich.
Izzy launches swinging. One in the left field. Nice catch.
Braylon West, first pitch swinging, flies out to a left fielder, Lindsey Worley. 1 out, Cougars. Yeah, the Lions had a heartbreaker yesterday. They were leading through 6 and then gave up 4 runs in the 7th inning to lose here to Brunswick. So Taylor Smith steps in for the Cougars. Taylor, the senior pitcher.
Taylor rips one in the left field over the head of the left fielder all the way over the fence for a home run. Second pitch, she jumped on it.
And that's Taylor's 7th home run of the season.
No, they're going to give her a ground rule triple, it looks like. They're saying it bounced over the fence, I believe. The umpire's walking out to talk to the left fielder.
It's going to be a ground rule double then.
Yeah, there isn't such a thing as a ground rule triple, is there?
Even
I'm making it up as I go along.
Landed, Taylor was on third, but
so she goes back. Yeah, that's the call. So it is not a home run.
Oh, so let's go back. Taylor 6 home runs, a .457 batting average to go along with her impressive pitching. So now we'll have a courtesy runner. Junior Tatiana Owens comes in and occupies second base for Taylor Smith.
Tatiana lightning fast and a good solid base running IQ. She knows how to get it done. She was a starter on last year's team at second base. Into the batter's box, steps number 11. She takes a called strike. Maddie Oler. Maddie, last time we saw her, launched a few over the fence.
Yep.
High infield pop-up. It drifts foul and out of play over the Walkersville dugout.
The senior center fielder comes into today's action with a .414 batting average, 13 RBIs. Would love to knock one in the grass and score Owens from second. And
base hit into right field. That'll score Tatiana. She rounds. No, they hold her up. Nice throw from that right fielder. Good arm.
Yep. Carmen Obando quickly on that hard ground ball. Strong throw into the infield, and they wisely hold Tatiana at third.
So we've got runners on the corners here. That'll bring number 7 to the plate. Batting for the Cougars, Cassidy Kreitz. Ball low and away.
Cassidy, junior third baseman, .368 batting average, 13 RBIs.
Cassidy taps that bat on the plate. Dietrich pitch and deliver. Pretty much the same location, low and away, and she's not going to give her anything too fat to look at. 2-0 the count.
Cassidy with home run power also, 3 on the season.
Dietrich looks in, winds and delivers. A grounder is short. She flips it to second. They try to turn 2, and they do.
Oh. What day?
So a lot of dust on the infield.
She's going to be out at first.
Out at first.
They're saying
So some heads-up base running by Maddie Oler. While the ball was in play, now Coach Hinkleman's going to come out to challenge this because I believe
it looked like it was. They surely turned two. Is he saying he didn't touch the base on the force out at second?
Not sure. But the runner did score. Oh, and across. No, it didn't.
Well, they did, but if he calls a double play, the inning's over.
True.
So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
So we're having a little challenge here early on.
There's nobody he can appeal to.
So I guess they're saying,
okay, so
safe at second base.
Taylor Smith's run will score. Maddie's on third, and the runner Cassidy Kreitz would be out 4-3 if you're scoring at home.
Ball low and away. So let me get this straight. They did not turn two. They didn't get the force at second?
Right.
How is that possible? We looked right at it.
I guess the umpire said the second baseman never touched the bag when she had the ball in her glove.
Strike at the knees. Called strike, got her looking. Dietrich 1-1.
And from this angle, you know, of vicinity play,
it looked like she swept the bag with her foot. Ball throw back down to third, back in time. Oler asked for timeout. Get up and dust a little of that. It's a bit of a dusty field here.
Yeah, too much dry weather lately.
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
Kelsey Roberts, first base. The ninth grader comes in with a .250 batting average.
Ooh, that was close. You heard a hush come over the crowd. The umpire stood up and called ball. That'll move the count to 3-2. Full count now. Ball four, she walked her. So that'll put runners on the corners with two out and bring Abby Shives to the plate.
Abby, the senior right fielder, comes in, .385 batting average.
Beautiful pitch from Dietrich. Right at the knees, called strike.
Yeah, this is a big situation right here for Izzy. Giving up more than one run when you're facing Taylor Smith in the other pitcher's circle. Oh, and that hit her in the foot.
So a hit by pitch. Shives trots down to first base. That loads the bases with two outs and sets the table for number 20, Aubrey Courtney, who steps into the batter's box batting right-handed.
Aubrey, the senior shortstop, .240 batting average.
She chops it into right field. The right fielder drifts back and makes the final out of the inning, and they strand three.
Give up one run on two hits. 1-0. We'll move to the bottom of the first when we come back.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Talk about a team on different trajectories. Walkersville coming off a big 5-inning Mercy Rule win over Clear Spring, and Walkersville with a tough loss yesterday. But Walkersville's had some really big wins this year, one in particular against this team, Catoctin, another against Middletown. So these two teams are looking, especially the home team, Walkersville, looking to get back on track here. A win over Catoctin would be huge for the Lady Lions here today.
To battle against the pitcher of the class of Taylor Smith, this is what you want to see if you're Walkersville, and if you have any thoughts of advancing in the playoffs, this is the talent you're going to see.
Lindsay Worley, the senior at the plate. Lindsay committed to Washington College. Takes the strike one to Taylor Smith. She shows bunt. Taylor pitches out. Count moves to 1 apiece.
Lindsay with a .390 batting average. Leads the team with 16 base hits.
Strike two called.
Yeah. So the last time we saw Taylor in person, or myself did, was up on that wind-aided game, Boonesboro at Catoctin, and she offered, so it's going to be a strikeout for Lindsay. Number 1 on the day. Taylor comes into today with an impressive 109 strikeouts. Make that 110. She averages nearly 19 strikeouts per 7-inning game. So it's just simply overpowering. Haley Putton steps in, the senior third baseman for the Lions. And that ball nicks off her knuckles. Hit by pitch. She'll jog down to first.
That'll put Putnam on first. I'll bring number 8 to the plate. Caitlin Hinkleman, sophomore. She shows bunt. Nays a beauty down. Third baseman throw to first. They got her, but the runner moves to second into scoring position. So a great sacrifice bunt.
Yep, sack bunt by the sophomore catcher.
Now right fielder Carmen Abando comes over to talk to Coach Hinkleman down on the third baseline. So we've got 2 out, runner on second here in the bottom of the first inning. Cougars lead at 1-0.
The junior outfielder Carmen, .293 batting average.
Swing and a miss.
Coach Hinkleman's just having her try to, just a controlled swing, just smack that thing in the right field. You don't want to.
She hums one in, a fastball right, belt ways high for a called strike.
Now Taylor has
great
Carmen
velocity
right where she wants her.
Yeah.
She can pitch anything, can be out of the zone or just come right after her.
Rise ball, up high. Helmet high for a called ball. 1-2 the count. Outside, gets away from the catcher. The runner comes down to third. And so now, number 22, Haley Putnam, standing on third base. The senior has committed to Shepherd University next year. Had a great game against Catoctin a couple of weeks ago back in March. Swing and a miss. She struck her out. And that ends the inning.
Yeah, Carmen couldn't lay off that high fastball. No hits, no runs, and we'll move to the top of the second. When we come back to score, Catoctin 1, Walkersville 0.
Jeez. And a real quick turnaround as we move up to the top of the 6th inning with Catoctin at the plate. A grounder to second. She gloves it, throw to first in time, and they get Caitlin Stamball, the freshman.
4-3 if you're scoring at home. That's freshman second baseman Jesselyn Powell. First baseman senior Olivia Shue for Walkersville.
Another grounder right up the gap into center field on the ground, and a base hit single for Catoctin.
Maddie Ott, first pitch swinging, just rolls that up the middle, past a diving shortstop Brooke Putton for the base hit.
That'll bring Braylon West. Braylon with a great bat this year, really making it happen at the plate. Swing and a miss. Changeup got her way out in front.
Braylon first pitch swinging to start the ball game. Carries a .441 batting average.
There's a grounder to second. She backhands, throw to second. They got her, but they can't turn two. Let's see what the call is. They got her, call it out at second. So Ott on the force. Puts the second out of the inning up on the board.
4-6. So
And that'll bring Taylor Smith to the plate with a runner on first and 2 out.
Maddie Ott out 4-6 if you're scoring at home. Braylon West on first and a fielder's choice.
You heard that one, folks. That was a called strike from the umpire with that. Huh. I love it.
Taylor,
There it is again.
Yep. Taylor's first at bat. She hit that ground rule double, bounced over the fence, left center field. Later scored our lone run so far.
Taylor flinches that one just a little outside. Izzy trying to get her to go after it and protect the plate, but Taylor wisely pulled the bat back. A grounder, second base, nice glove to throw to first, and Taylor grounds out.
One hit, no runs, and we'll quickly move to the bottom of the second when we come back. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. We are moving to the bottom of the second inning with the Walkersville Lady Lions at the plate and the Cougars leading 1-0. Taylor Smith in the circle, pitching for Catoctin, and so far, kind of what we expected. Quickly moving game, and here we go. Stepping in, batting right-handed for the Lady Lions. Number 1, Leah Haymaker, sophomore, at the plate. Fastball outside, hits the strike zone edge for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Haymaker.
Sophomore center fielder with a .250 batting average.
I think if I had a last name of Haymaker, I'd go into boxing instead of softball, wouldn't you? Woo! Got her scooching back with a called strike at the knees on the fastball from Taylor Smith. Taylor out in front now. 1-2. Oh, there's that rise ball. She went up after it. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. That's going to bring the senior to the plate. Number 10, Izzy Dietrich, pitcher for the Lady Lions, committed to Frostburg State. And she takes a called strike at the knees.
Izzy carries a 259 batting average in.
Coach Hinkleman exhorting his batter from third baseline. Come on, just get at it. Inside ball 1.
Yeah, with a pitcher like Taylor, when you see
just
that first pitch fastball, you probably ought to take a hack at it.
Just meet it. Just stick the bat out there.
Yeah.
Like that. Way behind it.
You know.
Strike 2. 1-2 the count now.
What's the old saying? You get 3 strikes. One's yours, one's the pitcher's, and one's the umpire's. You don't want to let the first one go by, and then you limit yourself.
Now you're down in the count already.
And
swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 in this inning.
Yep, that rise ball.
So now with 2 out, Brooke Putnam comes to the plate. The freshman for the Lady Lions. Steps in batting right-handed. The ball goes through the catcher's glove back to the screen. It's a ball 1 to Putnam.
Brooke, freshman shortstop, impressive 353 batting average. Just having a really stellar first year.
Now I'm assuming that Haley is her big sister.
I'm going to not assume that because every time we've done that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked.
In the county, and I don't know for a fact, so I say they walk quite a bit alike.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But.
Called strike at the knees.
That's the one you want to swing at. Because now she's going to set you up. She's going to bring you up on that rise ball.
2-1 the count.
Out of the zone.
Fastball, she fouls it back out over the screen. It evens the count at 2 apiece. That one came on the inside of the bat a little bit. She just fought it off. Outfield straight away, playing shallow. That one got away from Taylor. Way up over the helmet.
Haley, I'll wait till after this at bat. Another impressive stat for the freshman. Besides her strong fielding.
Swing and a miss.
That is only her 3rd strikeout of the season for Brooke. But boy, you meet your match when it's Taylor Smith.
Do. Taylor Smith threw 3 strikeouts in a row
Yep.
to fan the side here in the bottom of the 2nd.
5 strikeouts through 2 innings for Taylor. We'll move to the top of the 3rd when we come back. The score remains 1-0 Catoctin.
All right, we are back here live, and the leadoff batter steps into the plate and whacks one foul. Cannot make the play on that.
Yeah, first baseman Olivia's shoe got tangled up. Great effort over there by the batting cage, just down the right field line. Maddie stays alive.
Matty Oler steps in, batting right-handed. Dietrich winds and delivers. Nice changeup right at the knees. Called strike.
Maddie's the team leader in walks with 11 by far. So great eye at the plate.
1-2 the count to Maddie as she takes a ball outside. Off-speed pitch from Hinkleman. I'm sorry, Hinkleman. Dietrich. High fly ball into left field. The shortstop backs up and makes the catch right at the track grass for the out.
Yep. Good communication also out there. You could hear Brooke call him for the ball. Center fielder backed off. Second baseman backed off.
That'll put Cassidy Kreitz back at the plate for her second at bat of this game. Cassidy takes one low for a ball one.
One thing when I was looking at the stats getting ready for this game, Walkersville turned over both second baseman and shortstop, and they're both freshmen now. And Brooke carries an 870 fielding percentage, and Jesselyn, the second baseman, a 909 fielding percentage. So they're making the plays. They're not making errors. Impressive. They're going to be impressive young ladies for this year and three more years here at Walkersville.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. Got a nice change up. Had Cassidy way out in front of that. That'll move the count to 2-1 now. One out. No runners on. Top of the third.
Cassidy among the team leaders with 14 hits coming into today. A 711 slugging percentage.
Change up got her looking.
Great placement there by Izzy down at the knees.
That'll move the count full now to Kreitz. She takes a practice cut and steps into the box. Cassidy with that protective elbow pad. Rips one for a base hit into left field. It gets through the glove and all the way to the fence. Cassidy will turn for two, and they hold her up on second base.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Lindsay is like, should I go for it? And then she did, and then it skipped by her all the way to the fence. Good hustle, though.
Yep, one hop right over her glove.
Yep. Good hustle on her part to get back and retrieve it, and a strong throw into third base to hold Cassidy to a double.
So with one out, the Cougars put a runner in scoring position on second base. That'll bring number 10 to the plate. Kelsey Roberts. She takes a look, takes a changeup outside for ball one.
Kelsey walked her initial at bat.
She shows bunt.
She did attempt, so it's a called strike.
I think she made tipped that a little bit with the bat. I thought I heard something. Doesn't matter, it's in the glove, so we call it a strike. Nice pitch outside edge of the strike zone, called strike two. 1-2 the count now to Roberts. Base hit into left field. Here comes the runner into third. And they hold her at third. So we got runners on the corners now with one out.
Solid piece of hitting by the ninth grader Kelsey Roberts. Just lofted that ball, a semi-line drive to left field. Hit too hard and got Lindsay Worley on and top of it. Had to hold Cassidy at third.
That'll bring senior Abby Shives to the plate. She pops one up over the dugout and out of play.
Almost got our esteemed announcer, Coach Zimmerman, over there.
Our stadium announcer.
Yep.
0-1 the count now to Shives. Inside. That evens it up at 1 apiece.
Abby was hit by pitch, her initial at bat in the first inning.
Top of the third, Cougars lead it 1-0. They are at the plate with runners on the corners and 1 out. Bunt down. Ball stays in play. And the pitcher cannot make the play. No, not the pitcher, third baseman.
She let it go on purpose.
She let it go, thinking it was going to go foul?
It did go foul.
I couldn't see in all the dust. And
a lot of spin. The old English took it. And
so now a bit of a discussion, but we're good.
Yeah.
1-2 the count now. Base. No, what a diving catch. The right fielder almost made a double. A double play. The right fielder came in, slid, underhanded basket catch for the out.
Yeah, beautiful catch, Carmen Obando. Now they're going to appeal third base to see if Cassie actually tug up. Carmen got up quickly and gunned the ball to first base to try to double Kelsey Roberts off. And when they did that, Cassidy Christ from third base alertly tugged up and scored the second run in the game.
Throw down to first, not in time.
Senior shortstop Aubrey Courtney batting for the Cougars. Flew out to right field in the first inning.
High fly ball out into the parking lot over our heads, down third base and out of play.
I'll tell you what, that was a great catch, Carmen Obando, because she went all out for that. If that ball gets by her.
Infield pop-up, catcher goes off, the first baseman calls her off and makes the play.
Nice play. Good communication again, first baseman Olivia Shue with the play. But Catoctin adds one more to the scoreboard. It's 2-0 Catoctin, and we'll move to the bottom of the third when we come back.
All right, we are back here live as we move to the bottom of the third inning with the Cougars leading 2-0. Walkersville at the plate. Leadoff batter for the Lady Lions, number 14, freshman Jess Powell. Fastball inside, ball one.
Jesselyn having a great freshman season also at the plate, .343 batting average.
Swing and a miss. Good crowd out there in left field beyond the fence with all their lawn chairs, shading their eyes as they watch this great softball game. Another swing and a miss.
You definitely have a home field advantage here at Walkersville with the visitors on the third base side. They're staring into the sun. The home team on the first base side out there in right field with the sun to their back and side. So the fans get home field advantage also here at Walkersville.
High. Ball 3. The count moves full. Uncharted territory for Taylor Smith today. Powell takes a called strike looking. Fastball thigh high right across the plate. 4th strikeout in a row for Taylor Smith. She fanned 3 in her last inning. She'll work on number 10 now. Pitcher to pitcher, Izzy Dietrich. Strike at the knees.
It's number 16, the first baseman, Olivia Shue. Her hair's blocking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. I thought that was an O.
The senior first
Olivia
baseman.
Shue takes the 2nd strike.
Yep, 478 batting average.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 here. The bottom of the 3rd. Taylor Smith growing in confidence and velocity in the circle as she's
strikeouts in a row, going back to the 3rd out in the 1st inning for Taylor Smith.
Timeout. Umpire wants to clean off that plate. It's pretty dusty here in the infield. Lack of grass with this dirt. Didn't have a chance to wet it down before the game, so it's just the least bit of little movement kicks up the dust. Drag bunt. Called strike. 0-1 the count now. 2 out, no runners on. Ball low.
Yeah, Lindsay likes to do that run through the batter's box, drop the bat down.
Drag bunt again, foul tipped off into the screen.
It's hard to bring that rise ball down with this technique.
One and 2 the count now. Taylor looking to fan this inning as well. That'll even the count up at 2 apiece with the ball 2. Foul tip into the glove. She's out.
Yep.
So that's ruled as a strikeout.
Yep. Another strikeout gives her 8 of 9 possible. And we'll move to the top of the 4th when we can come back. 2-0 Catoctin.
Yeah, we'll just keep it with you then. They're moving pretty quickly here in this game.
3 warm-up pitches go really fast if neither of your battery mates were in the batter's box or on deck. Taylor's making quick work. We're saying when we saw her up at Catoctin with that win, Taylor struggled a little bit with her control, and I really think it was because of the wind. Throwing that rise ball into the wind, losing just a little bit of control. Today she just looks unhittable.
Caitlin Stambaugh steps in and fouls one back out over the Walkersville dugout on the first pitch. Dietrich still in the circle.
Caitlin, in limited at-bats, carries an .875 batting average.
That one in the dirt. 1-1 the count.
Her first
Stambaugh,
at-bat.
freshman.
Yep. She actually is one of the pitchers on the staff here for the Cougars.
High and away, ball 2. Dietrich working all over the strike zone now. In and down, up and out. Let's see what she comes with here. Grounder. Oh, it takes a bad hop and hits the second baseman in the shoulder. She had it zoned in.
Throw the ball. Yep.
What is it?
She's,
Base hit.
She's safe. And then they're going to pinch run.
Okay, so they pinch run Stambaugh.
Charlie Kilholtz
Excellent.
takes first base.
Now the umpire out of his crouch talking to the second base umpire.
Yeah, repositioning him with a runner on first. He needs to be closer to second base.
They showed steal and then quickly back. As the catcher comes out of her crouch to hold the runner. 1-0 the count. A bunt right back to the pitcher, throw to first, in time. Here comes a runner to third, not in time, she slides in safe. So good, solid base running by number 3, Charlie Kilholtz, to stretch it and force the first baseman to make the throw. Putnam can't make the tag.
Maddie out with a beautiful sacrifice bunt. Charlie first to third, no hesitation, dives into third before the tag from Haley Putton.
That'll bring number 3 to the plate. No, I'm sorry, number 9 to the plate. Braylon West with a runner on third and 1 out. She takes a swing, ripping swing, and fouls it off into the Cougars' screen.
Braylon 0 for 2 in the afternoon. Aggressive swinger. She gets up there. If that first pitch is a strike, she's swinging.
Ball outside. Check swing called strike. Got her looking.
Braylon with 19 RBIs, second on the team, only behind Taylor Smith. Would love to add to that total. Get a little insurance run here.
1-2 the count. That'll even up to a piece with the ball outside. As Dietrich adjusts that face mask in the circle, toes the rubber, looks in.
There it is.
Grounder into left field. RBI single.
Beautiful piece of hitting, line drive into left field.
Now we've got a huddle on the mound. Walkersville, the infield comes in, catcher. Just making sure they are all together on the same page.
3-0 Catoctin here in the top of the fourth. Uh-oh.
Well hit into right field, right down the line, and it's gone.
2-run home run. Taylor Smith just took that first pitch and ripped it high over the fence.
Left-handed batter pulled it right down the line over the fence. Another home run on the season. Taylor leads the team in home runs.
5-0 Cougars. Taylor's 7th home run. Taylor's 21st and 22nd RBI.
2-run shot. Taylor Smith, with 1 out, clears the bases. And I don't know, we've got Coach Hinkleman coming to the mound now. I can't see any justification for a pitching change here. I think he's just trying to calm them down a bit.
Talk them through, deep breath. I don't think.
Let them know they're not out of this with just 5 runs to go.
Izzy, clearly the #1 pitcher on the staff, has 70 innings pitched compared to the next closest is 5. So I'm not sure you want to put any of those, quote, relievers in this situation.
No one on base. You've got 1 out here in the top of the 4th.
I'm not sure what they're pointing to
Got
out in
Kreitz
right field.
On deck with Matty Oler standing by in the hole. Oler's up first, then Kreitz.
All right, we had a long enough discussion. Are they talking about it being a home run? I don't think so.
No. Here comes the umpire out to the circle. He's walking backwards with Coach Hinkleman walking towards him. That's a great picture right there for the Frederick News Post. Where's your cameraman when you need him?
And
Oh, good. Maybe he got that one.
The home plate umpire, not tall in stature.
Yeah, right. That was why it was such a great picture. Hinkleman towering over him. 1 hopper in the dirt.
So Matty Oler steps in, 1 for 2 on the afternoon, a base hit in the first.
Ball 2 right at the knees. Called strike. 2-1 the count. Pulled it down the third base line and foul.
When Izzy throws that changeup and it stays down in the zone, that's a very effective pitch.
2-2 the count now to Oler. 1 out, no runners on. Little chopper to third base. She 2-hops it, throw to first in time.
Strong play by Haley at third base. Had to back up, get that between hops. Strong throw to first. 5-3 if you're scoring at home. 2nd out.
Now that'll bring Kreitz to the plate.
Cassidy 1 for 2 on the afternoon. A double in the 3rd and scored a run. Oh, Izzy, what do I find? Hop, looked like it was going to get past Izzy in the circle, snagged it, out number 3.
That's one of those catch it or die plays. She was protecting herself. It was all reflex.
2 hits, 3 runs for the Cougars, and they now lead 5-0 as we get ready to come back for the bottom of the 4th.
So Putnam, after a great play at third, to get the second out of the inning, steps into the box now. She's batting. Leadoff batter for the Lady Lions takes a ball outside.
Yeah, and Haley is the only Lions player to reach base. That be a hit by pitch in the first inning.
Check swing to go down to first. She did not follow through, so it is a ball. 2-0 the count.
Here we go.
High infield right at us and right under the table. Good job, Cassidy. That'll move the count to 2-1 to Putnam. Haley swing and a miss.
Should have laid off that high fastball. Just tough to do. When you see it in the zone and then it starts moving, you've already committed.
High and away. Ball 3. 3-2 the count now. Haley takes her the distance. Got her looking. Another strikeout.
So it seems like she gets
Taylor's.
deep in the count, she being Taylor, and then she moves to that fastball down and in, because a lot of the batters we've seen, Michael, it's like they take that kind of stutter step
They
back,
flinch.
and
Yeah.
it's called a strike.
Must be moving in and out.
Yeah, a little bit of a slider type action from the right-hander.
Caitlin Hinkleman at the plate now. She chops one to the shortstop. She gloves it. Throw to first in time.
6-3 if you're scoring at home. Aubrey Courtney just smooth at shortstop, picks it up. Easy throw to first. Out number 2. Right fielder Carmen Abando steps in for the Lions.
Carmen foul tips it into the screen. Carmen with a great defensive play in right field. A sliding underhand catch right at the edge of the infield to rob the Cougars of a base hit.
Carmen is tied for the team lead with 3 doubles for the Lions on the
Called
season.
Strike. 0-2 the count. Ball inside.
Ooh. Taylor had that ball past Carmen. Deflects off the catcher's face mask.
That'll move the count to 1-2 with 2 out. No runners on. Way high.
She really pulled the string on that changeup. That might have been like one of the first of that pitch selection we've seen all afternoon.
I think it got away from her. She comes back with a fastball and strikes her out.
3 up, 3 down, and we'll move to the top of the 5th. The score remains Catoctin 5, Walkersville 0.
All right, we're back here live. We moved to the top of the 5th inning with Kelsey Roberts leading off for the Lady Cougars.
And we do have a pitching change. Freshman Morgan Grossnickel warming up in the circle. Lefty.
Any numbers on her, Coach?
1 inning pitch and 3 games played in the circle. Give this young lady a good experience. Well, they say they put them in the fire.
All right. Umpire gets that plate cleaned off with his whisk broom, and we're ready to rock. Roberts steps into the batting box. Ball 1, change up outside.
Kelsey 1 for 1 on the afternoon, a walk and a base hit.
Ball high, 2-0 the count. That one got a little away on the changeup. Grossnickel 3-0 now. Coach Valentine signals Roberts, and now they call timeout. Roberts not certain about the signal, but I'm sure the signal is take this pitch.
I think Coach is telling them just be aggressive.
Ball 4. So Grossnickel with that interesting motion on the circle, in the circles, kind of rocks back as she winds. And let's see if she can get back on track here against number 4 for the Lady Cougars, Abby Shives. Ball 1. No outs, runner on first. Cougars at the plate. Top of the 5th, they lead at 5-0. Swing and a miss.
Nice high pitch there, high in the zone. Abby unable to catch up with it.
Foul down the right field line, just out of play. She was right fielder batter behind in the swing. Just fought it off. That'll move the count to 1-1.
Should be 1-2, shouldn't
That's
it?
what I thought. That one low, throw down to first, not in time. Runner got back.
Nice snap throw from Caitlin Hickelman to Olivia Shue covering first.
And a cloud of dust and a hearty high Hayes Silver. Oh, hit her. Hit by pitch, so Shives shakes it off. Trots down to first base. Roberts moves over to second. And now Hinkleman's going to come in and talk to his pitcher, Grossnickel. Make sure she's okay. She nods yes. She nods yes again. Stepping in for the Cougars, number 20 for the Lady Cougars, Aubrey Courtney. No outs.
Aubrey 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Fly out to right field and a pop up to the first baseman.
High fly ball in the center field. Shortstop calls everybody off and catches it right at the grass, infield grass. for the out.
Nice play. Walkersville shortstop Brooke Putman ranging back there from double play depth.
Now at the plate, Charlie Kilholtz for her first at bat. Came in the last inning.
Yep, pitch ran for Caitlin Stanball, who got on base and then later scored.
Takes one low and away for ball one. One out, runners on first and second. Called strike. Got her looking. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, her out in front. That'll move the count to 1-2.
Morgan's not overpowering, but she's changing speeds. And that fastball kind of just a sneaky fast after that change.
Fouled away. Kilholtz stays alive in the count. Well hit into right center. She drifts over, and makes the catch. Nice catch by the center fielder. The runner tags and comes to third. Putnam with the cutoff. The runner holds on the corners.
Yep. Center fielder Leah Haymaker covering some ground out there in the right center field.
It looked like it was going to drop there for a minute.
She outran it. Maddie Ott steps in for the Cougars.
Ott takes one low for a ball one.
The left-handed hitting second baseman. 1 for 1 on the afternoon, a base hit and a sacrifice bunt.
Two outs, runners on the corners here in the bottom of the fifth. I'm sorry, the top of the fifth. High, ball two. Morgan Grossnickel in the circle, in relief for Izzy Dietrich here in her first inning of pitch in the fifth. The left-hander winds and delivers. Ball three. 3-0 the count. You don't want to walk this batter because you'll be staring at Braylon West with bases loaded, and that's not a good look for anybody.
Yeah. Followed by Taylor Smith. It just doesn't get any easier.
Ball inside, ball four, and that's exactly what Grossnickel did. Let's see if that brings Hinkleman out of the coach's dugout. He stays standing up there on the 5-gallon upside-down buckets to see over the fence. Called strike at the knees to Braylon West, who has the table set now with bases loaded and 2 outs. Base hit. No, what a play by the center fielder. I thought that was going to drop.
Beautiful play again. Leah Haymaker this time ranging into left center field to get that sinking line drive. So
what a play.
Morgan comes in relief, loads the bases up, but gets out unscathed. The score remains 5-0 Catoctin, and we'll move to the bottom of the fifth.
All right, we move to the bottom of the fifth here. Leadoff batter, number 1, Leah Haymaker, who just made 2 haymaker plays in center field. Out of the 3 outs in that inning, she was responsible for 2, and both of them great defensive plays as Leah swings and misses at the first pitch from Taylor Smith. Foul tipped. That'll put Smith ahead in the count, 0-2 over Haymaker. Catoctin leads at 5-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. Foul tipped away. Haymaker stays alive. You know, Walkersville really doesn't need to do anything but get a couple on base here and just keep it in play. Just chip away at a little bit, a couple of runs.
A couple of runs is a tall task against this pitcher.
And indeed it is, as she goes up on that high rise ball. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. How many does Taylor have now? 11?
11 strikeouts so far. She comes into today's game with a .34 ERA, only having allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs.
So Dietrich at the plate now. Swings and misses. She takes a fastball high. Ball 1. Called strike. Fastball at the knees.
And that's the one you need to swing at if you're going to have any opportunity to get on base to make some contact against Taylor.
Struck her out.
Because then she comes up there.
Back with the rise ball.
Brings up the ladder and, yep.
2 out. That'll bring the younger Putnam to the plate. Brooke Putnam. She steps into the batter's box. Shows bunt. Pulls the bat back low for ball 1. Good eye from Brooke Putnam. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. So here's the one you want to go for right here. Coming fast. You want to get that bat on it. No, low. Almost a roller. Just an inch above the plate. So uncharacteristically, 3-0 count here. Taylor throws the strike as Brooke just started down first base, thinking she had the walk. And the umpire had other ideas. 3-1 the count. Putnam looks down third base to the signal from Coach Inkelman. She's got it now. She steps in. Swing and a miss. And Taylor just blew that one right by her. Full count now.
Just overmatched. Oh.
Oh my. Strike at the knees. Had her looking. Again, she was ready to trot down the first base thinking it was a ball. And the umpire said, you heard him. He said, "Hooah," which means strike.
13 strikeouts through 5 complete, and the score is 5-0 Catoctin. We'll be back for the top of the 6th inning.
Unnoticed. We see the positive role models that you are. We see the way you get unfairly criticized just for doing your job. The truth is, we couldn't play without you. So, thank you for investing your time in us. Thank you for protecting the integrity of the game, no matter what. We hope we appreciate you. Because without you,
All right, we're back here live. Taylor Smith at the plate. Takes a ball low and inside. High fly ball in the left field. She settles underneath it and makes the catch.
It's a tough sky out there for the outfielders. Lindsay Worley, though, stayed with it. F7 if you're scoring at home.
That'll bring the dangerous Matty Oler to the plate. She rips one into right field. She drifts back, and stops and makes the catch.
Nice play. Right fielder Carmen Obando again gets under that one.
So the outfield protecting
Yeah.
Grossnickel in the circle with some good defensive plays. Two high, deep fly balls for the 2 outs.
Yeah, the Cougar batter's getting a little bit underneath that ball, so showing good movement from relief pitcher Morgan Grossnickel.
Kreitz rips one right up the middle on the ground into center field for the base hit. Wow, Cassidy's had a great day.
2 for 4 on the afternoon. Double, a single, and a run scored.
And that'll bring Kelsey Roberts to the plate with 2 out and a runner on first here in the top of the 6th.
Low and outside, ball 1. Also low and outside.
2-0 the count to Roberts. High and away. That'll move the count to 3-0. Let's see what she does here with this. Roberts looking down third base. She has her sign. Swings away. High fly ball drops in the gap between left, right, center.
And it goes under the temporary fence.
So both
A ground
outfielders
rule
raise their hands in the air, indicating ground rule double. The runners hold in position.
Kelsey at second. Cassidy at third.
So if that ball stays inside the fence, the run scores.
I'm pretty sure Cassidy was rolling around third, ready to score. That ball went all the way to the fence in right center. Putman knocks it down, throws to first.
To third, and
big
Putman.
stretch. Nice play.
Yeah.
Olivia Shue at first base. Putman with a strong throw, just a little offline. Olivia stretches and pulls it in for the third out. 2 hits, no runs. We move to the home half of the 6th, and the score remains 5-0 Catoctin.
Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center. Social believes that what they do nurtures people's minds, emotions, Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center is not just a therapeutic massage center, but it is a collaboration of the healing arts using Reiki, sound, movement, art, and more. Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center are people who care. Nerve or orthopedic issues, back and neck pain? Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center can help you. Enjoy luxurious treatment with amazing results at Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center. And by the way, they are looking for experienced therapists who are skilled in the healing arts to join their team today. Just check out the website, catoctinmountainmassage.com.
All right, we are back. Number 14 at the plate. Jess Powell takes a rip at it. Swing and a miss. Here in the bottom of the 6th. You just joined us. The Cougar lead at 5-0. Ball 1.
You know, all these young ladies for both teams probably play some high-level travel ball during the summer months.
Indeed.
You're just not used to seeing this class of a pitcher even in those high-level travel games.
Swing and a miss. Dropped by the catcher, throw down to first, and they get the force.
Strikeout number 14 recorded by Taylor Smith.
Makes the defense's job easy, doesn't it?
Yep. Actually, sometimes I think it makes it hard.
Really? Why?
When you have very few plays, it's hard to stay alert, hard to stay on your toes.
Start to lose your edge.
Yeah, hard to stay crisp as a defender.
Good point.
So number 4 for Walkersville, Callie Sheets, 9th grader, will pinch hit for Olivia Shue.
Wow. Can you imagine being a freshman and facing what could become high ball 1? One of the all-time pitchers in Frederick County softball. At least her numbers would indicate that, even with a year off as a junior from an injury.
Yep. 2 really talented pitchers in the county this year. Not to discount anyone, but in a class of their own, Taylor Smith and Avery Newman with their strikeouts. Gabby McInall from Urbana not far behind. Some really talented pitchers in the county.
Struck her out. They're back-to-back strikeouts for Taylor Smith. Brings a left-handed batter to the plate.
Lindsay Worley, senior left fielder for the Lions.
Lindsay pops up a bunt right into the glove of the catcher.
Quickly, 3 up, 3 down. And we'll move to the top of the 7th when we come back. 5-0 Cougars.
Country Kitchen, conveniently located on Water Street in downtown Thurmont. It's just like home, only they do the dishes. Family owned and operated since 1984, Thurmont Country Kitchen has something for everyone. Handicap accessible, we're your choice for small gatherings or parties, and we cater too. Thurmont Country Kitchen's owners, Sherry and Rob, recently received the You Make Thurmont Proud Award. And hey, speaking of awards, their roasted chicken is the best in Maryland, hands down. Thurmont Country Kitchen's menu is unbelievable, with something for everyone. Check them out today. Thurmont Country Kitchen is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the radio.
All right, Cougars huddled up right there off the plate throughout that entire warm-up. And then Coach Valentine walks to the umpire, and I believe we're going to see number 19, Mackenzie Lewis, for her first at-bat in this game.
Yeah, Mackenzie batting in the Aubrey Courtney spot.
Called strike at the knees. Grossnickel in the circle, pitching in relief for Izzy Dietrich for the Lady Lions. Ball 1 low.
Kenzie, 304 batting average. 27 plate appearances. Driven in the right field. Carmen Abando ranges over and out number 1.
Walkersville outfield getting a lot of work here in the late innings.
So now
doing a good job.
Yep. Caitlin Stamball re-enters. to bat in her original spot.
One out, no runners on.
So I believe by rule that's going to put somebody else in the catcher's gear for the bottom of the seventh for the Cougars. See if try to catch who that might be.
Ball one outside. 1-0 the count to Caitlin. Grounder down the third base line. It is fair.
Right over the bag.
Left fielder recovers, throws in for the cutoff, and Stambaugh holds at first with a single. A courtesy runner coming in for Stambaugh. Number 3, Charlie Kielholtz again. Charlie with some great base running a couple of innings ago. Stretched it with a head-first dive into third.
Matty Ott steps in for the Cougars. 1 for 1 on the afternoon, a base hit, a sacrifice bunt, and a walk.
Ball inside, there goes the runner, slides in safe at second on the throw from the catcher. Kielholtz pumped up there, shouting out to her teammates, dusts herself off, flips that ponytail back over her shoulder.
Charlie got a great jump there. Caitlin really had no chance whatsoever to throw her out.
Ball inside, Caitlin comes out of her crouch this time. She says, Kielholtz, you stay right where you are now. Called strike. Three and one to count. Ball 4 inside. So Maddie trots down to first base. With 1 out, that'll put runners on first and second and bring Braylon West back to the plate. Braylon takes one inside, ducks out of the way. 1-0.
Actually, I think he called that a strike.
Did he? Yes, he did. You're right. A little chopper back to the pitcher. She underhands it to third. Got her. Coach Valentine does not agree with the call.
Charlie with a great jump at one hopper back to the pitcher, Morgan Grossnickel. Through to third quickly. Umpire says out at third base. So if you're scoring at home, it's the Kielholtz who was on for Stambaugh.
High foul ball back out over the screen and out of play.
1-5 and a fielder's choice for Braylon puts her on first.
2 outs. Runners on first and second.
Taylor Smith already with a 2-run home run today and a double.
Called strike at the knees. That was close. Oh, and 2 the count to Taylor now. She rips the base hit into right field. The runner turns. Here comes the throw home. It's short, not in time. Number 5, Matty Ott slides in safe at home plate. And Taylor with a stand-up double. RBI for Taylor Smith. She gets a courtesy runner, Tatiana Owens. moves into second. The Cougars pad their lead.
Nice piece of hitting, line drive, a left-handed swinging Taylor Smith hard into right field. Aggressively takes second on the throw into the infield. Oh,
Throw back to third does not drop.
no.
The
Landsies.
third baseman can't handle it. It goes into left field, and the run scores.
Pushes the lead to 7-0. Oh, line drive, shortstop for Walkersville in the right place to bring this inning to a close. We'll move to the bottom of the 7th, 7-0 Catoctin when we come back.
Support local high school sports on the radio, but they have great food, great fun, and they constantly serve our community in so many ways. Check out their Facebook page, American Legion Post 168, to find out about their exciting events.
All right, we are back here live with you as Haley Putnam steps into the batter's box. Bottom of the 7th inning, last at bat for the Lady Lions.
Haley Putnam steps in, the only Lions batter to reach base today, and that was by a hit by pitch. Taylor with 15 strikeouts recorded so far.
Putnam looks at it for a ball. Cougars will travel to Boonesboro tomorrow to play the Warriors at Boonesboro. Oh, a little handcuffer in the left field for the base hit.
Haley strong enough to fight that off and to break up the Taylor Smith no-hitter here in the bottom of the 7th.
This one of 5 straight away games, starting with Clear Spring yesterday, Walkersville today, Boonesboro, Williamsport, and Liberty until they come back home to face Brunswick the last day of the month.
I was looking at some of the playoff seedings, and Catoctin, after a first-round home game, might be on the road the rest of the way.
Called strike.
Yep, even though they only have those 2 losses on the season. You got a few teams with 1 loss and a couple with no losses in the 1A classification.
And that's what makes this league so great. In the 1A, you can travel quite some distances to play these games.
The last couple years, it seems like it's come down to like Eastern Shore schools or Western with the pitching talent at Catoctin and Allegheny versus the pitching talent in the Eastern Shore, Modella, and schools such as that.
Catoctin finishes up the season at Urbana. on the 1st of May. And then we get ready for the CMC Championship, Central Maryland Championship, where we'll have 4 games, small school and large baseball and softball being played all over, and we don't know where or when or who. Swing and miss.
Carmen takes a rip at that high fastball. And the coach is going to take an opportunity to talk to her about that. Maybe remind her what just happened to the previous batter.
0-1 the count to Obando. No outs. Runner on first and second. Best setup of the day for the Lady Lions, who need a real strong rally here in the bottom of the 7th. Called strike.
Just to push a run against a Taylor Smith is a confidence builder for your team.
Yes, it is. Taylor has pitched 3 shutouts in a row in the last 3 games against Smithsburg, Middletown, and South Carroll. Clear Spring, 4 shutouts in a row.
Evens the count, 2-2.
Swing and a miss. She went down low after that one.
Strikeout number 16, pitcher Taylor Smith.
That'll bring Leah Haymaker to the plate with 1 out and runners on first and second.
That was a good eye, stayed off that one. It was just up out of the zone.
Low and inside, ball 2.
That's where you want them to bring that foot in
Yeah,
instead
let it
of
hit
out.
you.
Easier said than done. That's not a reaction.
I know, it's a reflex, right?
Yep. Oh.
Called strike. Got her looking. 2-1 the count. Little Leah steps in. Swing and a miss. Little off speed at her out in front and underneath. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Struck her out. Got that flinch ball again.
Yeah.
I don't know what that ball's doing, but it's got the right-handers batters flinching.
I'd love to be behind
And
the
yeah,
plate
behind the
to
plate
see
and take a
the
look at
type
that. Yeah.
of movement it's getting.
So now we walk to the mound. Not sure why. There's no pitch count in softball, so
Nope.
I'm not sure. She's talking to Coach Valentine, talking to her team. The infield has collapsed.
And she was boxing out Cassidy Kreitz. Like, I think they're a little conversation.
All right. Break is over. Everybody's back. Coach Hinkleman says, go right there. Here you go.
Senior Izzy Dietrich steps in. Izzy does have home run power if she can get a hold of it.
2 outs. Runners on first and second. Bottom of the 7th. 1 out to go for the Cougars to put a W up. Timeout. The batter steps out of the box. Dietrich back in now. Fastball. Thigh high for the called strike. Taylor Smith rocks and delivers.
She's been Taylor's been on that inside corner all day.
Swing and a miss. Izzy. Head down, kicking some dirt. You can see she's feeling a little discouraged by those two fastballs. Here we go. That's it. Struck her out. Game's over. Cougars have won this one 7-0 here at Walkersville to split the season with the Lady Lions.
Catoctin, Taylor Smith, impressive day. Her and her teammates strong at the plate, hitting, and in the circle. Taylor with 18 strikeouts, allowed 1 hit, 3 base runners in total all afternoon. Just impressive, overpowering.
It is, and you know, they only needed 1 run to win this game with Taylor on the mound pitching like she is, but to put 7 up against Izzy Dietrich is quite an accomplishment, and the bats of the Cougars are right where they need to be as we move towards the end of the season.
Yeah, got to be an interesting playoff run for the Cougars. You know, they're poised, having Taylor back, senior pitcher in her dominant senior year, to go along with 1, 2, 3 other seniors that have been playing together now for 4 years. I feel like I've been calling their names now forever. So,
And
Coach Valentine has them set.
And we talk about Taylor Smith in the circle, but what about Taylor Smith at the plate? A 2-run shot over the right field fence.
Yep, I did say she and her teammates. Taylor was 3 for 5 on the afternoon. I got her for unofficially 3 RBIs. You know, they hit all the way through the lineup. I'm trying to find, I do not see 1 strikeout recorded by a Catoctin batter. So all of them putting it in play.
All of them keeping in play, and that's what you need to do to win here in this league. So once again, congratulations to the Catoctin Lady Cougars, victorious here at Walkersville 7-0. And we'll be taking a little break for the next couple of games. We'll be back next Wednesday, Lord willing, for some more exciting baseball and high school softball here on Cool Oldies 1450. I want to thank you for joining us. Coach Rick Little, great to be back in the booth with you.
Good night, all.